What if the speed of light was 30 miles an hour? What if Earth had 2 suns? Which cereal mascot would win in a fight? What if everyone lived underground? What if it rained?
What if money grew on
What
trees?
if pigs could fly?
I don't know if that would actually happen.
It's much easier to store a unicycle than to store a horse.
Hello everybody and welcome to Absurd Hypotheticals, the show where we overthink dumb questions so you don't have to. I'm your host Marcus Lehner, and I'm joined here today by Chris Yee and Ben Storms. Say hi, guys.
Hey, I'm Chris.
Hey, I'm Ben.
Are you guys ready for a lightning round?
Yes.
Wait, Chris, did you make the lightning noises and the yes, or was Ben doing one?
That was both me.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm also ready, but Chris had things under control, so I decided to let him run with that for a little bit.
For those of you who haven't listened to one of these before, normally we answer, either one question or like a series of like 3 questions between us on a theme. We do some research and we prep and we do some math and we have all fancy notes and things and we kind of present those. This is not that. This is a lightning round. We have just a bunch of hypothetical questions that we're going to answer off the cuff because it's fun and it's a good time.
We do these every 10 episodes, and it's episode 170.
Yeah, every 10 episodes. So if you like this one, you get to wait like 10 more weeks
Or
until
you can
the next one.
Go back and have 16 more of these if you haven't listened to them yet. So, do that.
Yeah, actually, it will be slightly more than 10 weeks this time because we are going on a hiatus after this episode because we are busy adults with lives, and I'm getting married, and I am not going to have much time at all to record coming up. So we're just going to do a 1-month hiatus. We will be returning on May 16th will be the next episode, at which point I will be a married man. Well, maybe not that episode. It depends when we record things in relation to my wedding. So there's going to be a little bit of a time fuzz.
We can pretend you're married.
I do like that what you just said was, I'll be a married man. Well, maybe not.
Yeah, not because I'm going to say no, but because we may record something before the wedding,
right.
During that hiatus. But yes, so quick, short hiatus, 1 month today till May 16. We will be back, though. But without further ado, let's get us started with this lightning round. First question, what if everyone lived in a trash can? Oscar? No.
Yeah, I was
Sesame
trying
Street.
to think
Yeah.
the same thing. Which one is it? Is it Oscar?
Oscar the Grouch.
I think it's Oscar.
Is it
Oscar the Grouch lives in the trash can. My brain went to Oscar the Grinch. I'm like, that's not correct.
Well, I always get confused between Oscar and Grover. Grover's the blue one, right?
Grover is the blue one. Yeah.
Okay.
Where does Grover live?
In a house. I don't, on Sesame Street.
Yeah, I assume all of them live in houses except for Oscar.
Well, Oscar might live in a apartment. I think he just moved into a messy apartment now.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, really?
I mean, I'm not up to date with Sesame Street, so I don't know.
All right, so back to the actual matter at hand.
So I'm a Grover Wikipedia article. He's self-described as lovable, cute, and furry. Self-described. That's from his dating profile.
Okay. Does a dumpster count as a trash can?
I don't.
Because I would argue no.
I would say no.
No, I would. Yeah, no.
The trash can is the intermediary before the dumpster.
The can is an important part of it. It's not can-shaped.
Right. Okay. Well, we're not going to have much space then.
Right. I mean, it's big enough. I mean, are we saying, I guess we're not saying that we're Oscar. This has nothing to do with Sesame Street. We're just living in a trash can.
Also, I'm pretty sure his trash can is like basically a TARDIS where it's bigger on the inside than the outside. Because he's canonically had elephants in there, and I'm pretty sure he installed a pool or something. I don't know.
What?
He's canonically had elephants in there.
Yeah, so I literally just saw something about this on Twitter earlier this week. No joke. I don't remember what the context possibly could have been, but there was discussion of Oscar and the fact that the trash can is not a normal trash can.
So someone's got to talk about the elephant in the room.
So we don't have Oscar's trash can. It's just a normal trash can.
Yeah.
And it's everyone.
I'm Googling what the biggest trash can you can buy is.
I mean, I think it's safe to say you can get, if you have the big, a big recycle bin, I would still count. And those are roomy enough, I think you could sit in them comfortably.
Yeah, you could find one that's comfortable for just you, but you won't have storage space or anything.
I
mean, I guess
you're.
So what counts as living in? Can you have a separate thing for storage?
I just think you don't have stuff.
Aside from a trash can.
Yeah, you don't have a property. You don't have a closet. You might be able to store like small things, like I imagine you're going to have lots of little compartments and things around because you're going to be very much maximizing space.
Is it still being used for trash?
No, let's except the trash you generate. No.
Okay.
Just imagine you're sitting in your trash can home and the garbage truck comes by and just grabs you and shakes you around.
I mean, you are going to have to put your trash somewhere, and unless you have a second trash can next to your home, but someone will probably be living in that, so I don't know.
Well, doesn't say every trash can has someone living in it. It's just,
everyone.
We're just going to have a lot more trash cans. There's going to be a lot more demand.
So we'll have a surplus of trash cans.
So I'm trying to figure out what the volume of a human being is.
I'm pretty sure we've calculated that before at some point.
Apparently it's around 20 gallons. And I see a 96-gallon polyethylene wheeled garbage can for $130 from Ace Hardware. So that's enough for, almost 5 human beings.
I mean, we're not
God. If you melt them, if you turn them into human goop and pour them in, yes, you could fit 5 humans in there.
Well, okay. My point is more that you could comfortably fit one person in this 96-gallon wheeled trash can.
Do we have a picture of this? 96 gallons?
Yeah.
Gallon trash can.
Yeah, I'm trying to send it here now.
I mean, it doesn't look that big.
I mean...
Yeah, this is exactly a big recycle bin.
Yeah, it's a big recycle bin.
What you can fit is, you gotta build it as a chair. There's no other way this works. Because you gotta be able to put the lid down in case it's raining.
Yeah, the lid is very important.
So, in essence, what you're building is, an egg chair. If you put an egg chair in a trash can, you're already halfway there.
Would you even have enough room to, I don't think you'd have enough room to be in a sitting position.
So, I've just put in the chat an image... that I'm assuming Chris is going to put in the video version of this.
On YouTube, yes.
On YouTube, yeah. This is actually a Formula 1 racer who's in a trash can. They did an ice bath in it. It's complicated.
Why did he have to do it in a trash can?
I think it's just what they had. I don't know. It wasn't really explained, but he was doing an ice bath in a large trash can, and he's comfortably in there. And there's, ice and water and stuff in there. So, you can sit in a trash can.
I don't think you'd be able to sit in a chair position in a trash can though. The length of your upper leg.
You can get pretty close. I'll say this: I'm pretty sure I could sit mostly comfortably in my recycling bin, which I believe is also 96 gallon,
and still have the cover closed.
Yeah, it's big.
I mean, you could also just have the cover resting on your head for some shelter.
No, you gotta have it closed. You could. I think you'd be allowed to dome. Oh, you should dome the cover. Glass dome cover.
Well, I guess the question is how much are you allowed to modify it before it's not a trash can anymore?
I think the general shape, it's got to be. It's the rule of someone looks at it and goes, "Yeah, that's a trash can."
Okay.
I will also say that 96-gallon one I just found the dimensions of it, and it's just under 30 inches wide and just under 36 inches deep. So I think you can fit a chair of some sort in there.
30 inches wide?
Yeah. It's 2.5 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
I don't know, it's going to be pretty tight, but I guess that's kind of expected.
I mean, it's going to be tight. You're in a trash can. That's... It being tight is the known factor here.
I don't know. I think it kind of just works. I just imagine setting up you have your little TV set up in there. You.
I posted another picture, and there's a person standing next to them. I don't know if this is exactly a scale or not, but the way it's set up implies that it is.
I think it's at scale
right.
To height, but not to other dimensions.
Yeah.
Also, I don't even know if it's at scale to height. Wait, because if that's true, then that only comes up to her waist, and she's 5'3".
Yeah,
which would make that 2'6", which is not the dimension.
Right,
That's too small.
Yeah, that's probably not.
I can't emphasize enough that I have one of these.
I don't understand why they put this picture of this woman here that is clearly not to scale. Why is she in this? Why is she in this graphic?
What about this one? This one looks like it might be more accurate.
Yes.
But then
wait, no, it's definitely not. Wait.
Definitely not, actually.
Oh wait, no, it's not.
It's not. It's not. They put measurements on here, and it's definitely not accurate.
The image is bad, but I don't know. All right, we can't just keep arguing about these images because only a small portion of our audience will see them.
It's still mostly an audio medium. Anyway,
amazingly, the slideshow graphics for trash can sizes aren't really like curated to the highest level of professionalism.
Right.
Okay, so we'll just assume it's big enough for a person to sit in. Do you get one with wheels?
Wait, briefly, is that even a real trash can or is that CG?
Stop. We cannot go back then.
You know what? You're right.
They all got wheels. Every single one I see has wheels on it.
I mean, the ones we're talking about, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are options. Do you want wheels?
Yeah. You want some mobility.
It's a mobile home.
But I feel like it'll be less sturdy. Like, you'll tip over.
My trash can doesn't tip over very often.
Like, especially if you're in a sitting position, you happen to, like, lean back. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to fall over.
Oh, that's a good point.
Well, no, it's the wheels. The wheels are above the ground. The wheels only hit the ground when it's tilted.
When you lean.
Like over. Like you'd have to tilt it like 10, 20 degrees. You would already be falling over without wheels if you get to the ones where the wheels matter.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like I would fall.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem, Chris.
Yeah. So balance better. Build a gyroscope into yours at the bottom.
I guess I could just turn my chair. I could turn my chair the other way, so I'm leaning away from the wheels.
That seems smart.
I don't know. It seems dual. It seems dual to me. Like just like you could exist and sit in a trash can, and you could deck it out a little bit. Like you have a little TV screen in there. You know.
You put the TV screen on the inside of the lid, and then you prop it up when you're watching it.
Or just build it into the opposite side, so it's like the end opposite of where your head is.
I mean, you got to duck down. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
It's like a plane seat.
Are you allowed to have a separate bathroom?
Yeah.
I mean, you can leave the trash can.
You can leave the trash can, but if you have a bathroom somewhere else, does it count like living in a place?
Well, if everyone lived in a trash can, there'd just be a lot of public restrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess living in a place, I would qualify as like you sleep there.
Yeah.
Can you make it inside and then put your trash can inside? Like, can you have a public garage or warehouse and people bring their trash cans in there?
I guess you're still technically living in the trash can.
Yeah.
Also, do you need two trash cans? One for the winter that's well insulated, and one for the summer that's a bit breezy, maybe has some airflow going through.
You need your weatherized trash can.
All right, well, we've talked about trash can.
We've
talked about sitting
minutes.
in a trash can for like a whole 15 minutes now.
Yeah.
So I think I don't know. I like it. I think it's good. I think Chris does not understand how a trash can is, and I'm going to show him mine.
I've seen trash
next
cans.
Next time you're at my house.
I would fall.
We will test it.
We will put Chris in the trash can and see what happens.
The bachelor party is literally next weekend, at which point you'll be at my house, and there will be the trash can there still, and we can put you in it and see if you fall over.
Okay. I'm going to win.
Wait, there's no winning for you. Either you don't fall over and lose, or you fall over and lose.
God. All right.
Next question, so that we do get more than one done this episode. What if you had a tail?
How long is the tail?
Is it prehensile?
Is it hairy?
We all have
all
questions.
Important questions.
It is modestly prehensile, so you have some control over it.
But it's not like an extra arm.
Correct.
I think it's also moderately hairy. I think the answer to all these questions is moderately.
Well, I think like tail size varies a lot though. What's a medium-sized tail?
Like
I don't know, like 2 feet?
Like does it reach the ground if you're standing?
No, but it goes like mid calf. Mid shin?
Yeah.
Mid shin.
Okay.
That's the same height.
That's the same thing, just other side of the legs. Technically, mid shin is slightly longer as it has to wrap around the front of your legs.
Benefits, you balance better, but that doesn't really change much because it just prevents some people from falling down sometimes.
Yeah, falling over in trash cans.
Pants will be a lot more annoying to put on.
Can you, I guess, do you cut a tail hole?
I guess there would be like a fly on the back.
Why, Chris, I gotta ask, why would it be a fly?
I guess it wouldn't like a zipperless fly.
Okay. All right. That makes more sense then. I didn't know why you would need it to open and close because you always have a tail.
It would be kind of generally high out because your where your tail would be is that that tailbone.
Yeah.
Literally. That's where the tail would go.
Yep. Right there.
We already got a bone for it. This is barely a hypothetical. So if it's just you who has the tail, like
do you hide it?
Oh, I mean, I think it'd be if it was that long, I think it'd be pretty hard to hide.
Yeah, you could I don't know how you.
I don't know how you would hide it.
Well, I think you don't. I think the world is accepting enough that you won't get to be friends with everybody. There will be people who don't like your tail, but I feel like there will be also a portion of people who really like your tail, and the majority of people just won't judge that harshly.
Right.
Just like, whoa, that dude's got a tail. Yeah. And if it doesn't look super weird, it's pretty cool.
And eventually people go, hey, it's the tail dude. And that's how you're known.
Yeah, like 6 seconds before they meet you.
We've determined that it is a little bit furry. If it wasn't furry, I think people would think it's gross.
Actually, that's a very good point. That if it's just like a human,
if it's like a rat tail,
that is so yeah. Why is that so much worse?
Yeah, that's
so much worse. What is the best and worst tail to have? Worst is definitely like rat tail.
Yeah, rat tail is pretty bad.
No, I think naked skin, just skin texture tail is the worst.
I mean, rat tail is basically skin texture.
But at least the rat tail has like a different texture.
I guess that's fair. Yeah.
At least it's got like the rings, like it's got like the what do you call it? The stripiness to it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. God, if it's
more appealing to me,
just a like tentacle of flesh.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
A fleshticle, if you will.
Yeah, it's not good.
I think probably the best tail, just because it's like barely even a tail, is a bunny tail.
I mean, if we're going with the actual like the length
long tail
we gave, yeah.
Yeah, I want a tail with medium length hair on, like just like.
What is medium length hair?
Like a dog tail?
Yeah, like a dog. I think like a dog or like a more dog tail would be cool.
Like what kind of tail are you imagining that has longer hair than that?
Like a long-haired dog tail.
Yeah, Ben's got me. Ben understands me. Ben understands me.
Did that answer your question, Chris?
It sure did not.
Cool. Should I just start putting pictures of tails in the chat that our listeners can't see?
Yes, we can talk about pictures of tails.
Okay, do I need to ban our Discord chat from the episode recording?
Probably.
Like, just all of you minimize it. Minimize it and keep it minimized.
All right. So, is there any other repercussions of you having a tail? Not really, right?
Other than socially, I don't think so. If you can't use it for practical reasons, like if you can't control it, then I don't think so. I guess it helps a little bit with balance, but that's about it.
The balance is kind of nice.
You like hang things on. I don't know. Yeah, there's not too much.
There's not much. Yeah.
All right, so not that rich of aim, but because our next question is, what if everyone had a tail? Not just you. Now everyone's got one. Does that change things at all?
That eliminates the social aspect of it. Okay, now we have less to talk about.
And now everyone can balance.
Now the people with the weird tails are going to be much more sad.
Well, now I think you have a variety of different types of tails.
Oh no. Is the hair on your tail just like your hair?
Yeah.
Like whatever your hair. Oh, I don't like this.
Yeah, that's it's better than the skin tail, but it's still pretty bad.
Is it better than the skin tail?
I think it's better than the skin tail. Are you saying it's not and you'd shave your tail?
I don't know. Well, I guess, okay, so is it like body hair or head hair?
We gotta go with head hair. If your tail's not covered in pubes, that's terrible.
That's kind of where I was going, yeah. That's maybe worse than the all skin tail. Okay.
I mean, I think that's definitely better than skin tail.
Yeah. God, I really don't like this the more I think about it.
You could put, even if you don't have full control, you probably could put gadgets on your tail to get practicality out of it.
I'm sorry. What?
Like a utility tail?
What kind of gadgets?
Like you have like the stick with the magnet at the end that lets you pick things up. You could put like a little magnet on the end and you could pick up metal things. Or you could put a marker on it, and then while you're presenting to the class, you can draw things on the board behind you.
With your tail teaching. You can't completely control?
They won't be good drawings, admittedly.
You could use it as a belt.
Ooh, now we're thinking. Just hold up your own pants.
Yeah.
The belt industry doesn't want you to know. They hate this one cool trick. All right, I have nothing else to say about tails.
Not much more to talk about with the everyone thing versus just you.
We kind of exhausted all of our tail considerations on the first one, huh?
Yeah. Next question. What if we forgot everything we knew about animals and plants? Just the whole encyclopedia of plants and animals is gonzo. We know nothing. You look at you go outside, you're like, what is that thing flying by? Don't know. It's an animal, but I don't know anything about it.
Do we know that we can eat them?
I don't think so.
Then we'd probably die.
Man's got a point.
I'm sure your instincts would kick in at some point. Or maybe not. Like, how long would it take? Like, if I can eat, I'm hungry, the food in my house smells good. I guess I'd still understand what food is.
I'm sorry. Okay, so the best thing is you're going to open your fridge. You're going to see cheese. You're going to pick it up and go, what is this?
Well, do we forget about, is cheese something we know about animals and plants?
I don't know. I was trying to decide that because there's two possibilities, right? Either you have no idea what it is at all, or you know that it's food and it came from somewhere, but you have no clue where.
I think the second one.
That one's more fun.
I think it's you have to rediscover and reinvent the foods.
Yeah, I do think you know it's food, or you instinctually like it smells good and you want to eat it. But then once you run out of food that's already made, then you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
There'll be like just a big quest to find out like where chicken breast comes from. Sad for the guy who's trying to track down buffalo wings. Are we gonna be able to infer from our own infrastructure? Like, oh, we don't know anything about plants, but we sure were growing a lot of this corn thing.
And we have pictures of like animals and stuff turning into food.
Well, all that's got to go away. All the media and information on the internet and stuff.
Yeah, we can't have like cookbooks around.
Yeah, cookbook. Well, I think a cookbook that has a recipe that includes like, you know, chicken, this, that, and the other thing could be okay, but chicken just won't have any meaning.
I guess that's true. Yeah, we won't know what
We don't know what a chicken is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You could recognize like chicken meat, I guess, and be like, okay, cool, I can use this to cook, but I don't know what animal this comes from.
I love the idea that the first thing that gets, you know, like killed is like a duck, and it looks like chicken. Everyone's like, that's it, that's chicken.
That's it, we're done.
Why do we have so many recipes for this stuff? It's so hard to get these.
Are we gonna be terrified of things all the time? Like, someone gets stung by a bee, and people are like, oh my god, those little things that fly around, they can hurt you bad.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Or someone gets stung and they're allergic to bees, and then it's like, oh my god, this little thing killed this person, like, immediately, which is also, doesn't have to be someone specifically allergic to bees. Could be anything, animal or plant, that actually kills people. But you don't have the information to separate it from other things. You know what's gonna happen? It's gonna be the next YouTube thing, where it's gonna be like, hey, watch me go out and discover all these animals and just mess with them. It's gonna be like Steve Irwin, but people who have no idea and get murdered all the time by the animals and plants.
How many years does it take us to figure out that we can milk a cow?
God, I hope forever. I don't want to be in the world where someone
I mean, it happened. It happened at some point. Someone tried it.
I wonder what the first animal that we milked ever was. Was it a cow?
Oh, maybe. I mean,
it would probably depend on. Honestly, it would probably depend. Like, it's not hard to figure out that you need to milk a cow for milk, because if we have a vague semblance of what milk is, we see calves drinking the milk, and it's pretty obvious where it's coming from.
That's true. Okay, so we probably figure it out actually pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's not like what's a good example of a nonsense one that, like, how the hell was this ever discovered?
Bread?
Yeah, bread.
Yeah, bread. Like, getting to bread.
Or beer.
Yeah.
Hey, Frank, we left the wheat water out for several days, and now it smells weird. Want to drink it?
Yeah. The what water? Yeah, no, it's just going to be... I think with the internet we will catch up pretty quickly, but yeah, there's gonna be some fun stories along the way. Also, probably like a resurgence of like psychedelics and stuff, where people are like, you know, alcohol is everywhere because like a lot of it is like tradition, I guess, like, you know, societal acceptance. If all that's gone and now we're just like doing everything, it's like, oh, this one makes me feel weird this way. Cool, put it on the list.
How do you think we're gonna handle pets?
Oh, that's sad. No,
it's kind of sad.
I'm hitting the eject button.
Yep.
Nope. What if you lived in a sandcastle?
How hard would it be to maintain the sandcastle and keep it up? How close are you to the water?
Well, that's the first question, huh?
No, that was my second question.
Man, once again, it's got a point.
Yeah, it's the first good question though. You gotta build it. You gotta build it above high tide, right? It's just untenable otherwise.
I mean, I feel like you're also just going to get hosed Literally, if there's like a rainstorm, right? Like, can you make a sandcastle that can survive like a reasonably strong rainstorm?
Can you like cheat and like glue your sandcastle together? Like, can you add additives to your sand?
I mean, isn't that basically just like a concrete house?
That is kind of just a concrete house.
What if we've been living in sandcastles all along? Just never really thought about it that way.
Huh. I love this is TripAdvisor, frequently asked question answers. Question, what happened to sand when it rains? Answer, great question. Lots of people ask this exact question. not this exact question.
This exact one?
Water is the glue that holds a sandcastle / sand sculpture together. So if it rains, typically sandcastles are not affected. A torrential downpour would cause damage to sand sculpture. If we need sculpture to last longer than a day, a biodegradable weather shield is sprayed on the sculpture after it is carved. Once it is dried, it creates an egg-like shell that bonds with the sand. We had portions of a sand sculpture treated this way last through Hurricane Irma.
Is this for like a sandcastle competition or something?
Yeah, the sandcastle is combined with words with like capital sand, capital castle, one word. So yeah, this looks like a person who is doing this professionally. Specifically, they are known as a attraction representative for Santa Rosa Beach, Florida, which I definitely read as attractive representative, and I'm like, cool, but like, do you separate representatives that way? Oh, good, an attractive representative answered my question about sandcastles. What happened to sand when it rains? But can you have one of your better-looking people answer it, please?
So wait, so is it actually worse if it's like really dry then?
I would think so.
Yeah, if it dries out, you're gonna need like a sprinkler system.
Yeah, you need to maintain a very specific humidity.
I mean, theoretically, you'd just be next to the ocean, so you could get water.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh, man, well, you definitely don't have a second floor. That's what I was thinking of. You cannot build a second floor. There's no way.
I'm Googling for biggest sandcastle now. I feel like we've done this before.
I mean, you definitely can't. You might be able to have a second floor, but it's not going to be able to support anything.
What? Okay, so it's big. The biggest sandcastle.
Oh, yeah, it's big. Oh, my, it's big.
Yeah. But it looks like it's not like hollow.
Yeah, that's kind of cheaty.
Oh wait, no. There's no internal structure supporting the castle up. Oh, but maybe they just mean no like non-sand.
Yeah. No, the big sandcastles are just big piles of sand.
Yeah, you have to be able to live in it.
The real trick is going to be, well, you don't need a second floor, but you do need a roof. Like, you have to, can you build a sand igloo?
I was just going to ask basically that question. I don't think you can. Can you make a sand burrow? Does that count as a castle? Probably not.
It never crossed my mind that sandcastles don't have roofs, and they're usually not, like, hollow.
Yeah. So maybe the answer is that you literally can't live in a sandcastle.
Man, but then this one looks like it is. Oh, hold on.
I mean, you could probably make the roof stay for a little bit. It wouldn't stay for very long.
The trick is so really what we're talking about, the physics of it. The trick is, can you add an additive to your sand to make it better? And there's got to be a limit somewhere, because if you add enough additives to sand, you just get concrete.
Yeah.
Right? Which we can definitely live in a concrete house.
Right. So whatever additives they use in competitions.
Yeah, let's imagine for a second that you can build a sandcastle structure. One floor, you can get a domed roof or something where you can make a like livable space.
Like Star Wars. Like Tatooine.
Yeah, it looks like a Tatooine dome from Star Wars, but it's made of sand and you can fit in it. Is there anything else about living in a sand house that is the worst? Like
having sand everywhere.
I mean, I will say, as a person who wears contacts, I would probably no longer wear contacts.
Yeah, same.
Seems unwise.
Wait, so does all your furniture and stuff have to be sand?
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I said no immediately. Like, your furniture now doesn't have to be made out of whatever your home is made out of.
But it is. It's wood.
Well, not all of it. It's your toilet wood?
Maybe. But I imagine if you have a sand couch, you gotta have a sand couch.
I mean, you can have a sand couch, but not everything has to be made out of sand.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, the stuff that doesn't make any sense, you can do whatever. But you should try. You should make the effort. Sand couch.
What if you just use stuff that's made out of like particle board, which is basically just wood sand that's been compacted really hard? That's pretty close, right?
Yeah, again, if you just add enough wood and glue into your sand, you get actual building materials, which takes away the hypothetical.
Fair enough.
But you're surrounded by sand. Everything's sandy. That sucks. I mean, just going to the beach. Because the best part about going to the beach is when you hit the point where everything is sandy already, and you're like, okay, I don't have to worry about the sand anymore because everything's already screwed. Every time I go, I'm like, all right, this time I'm not going to get these things sandy. And then that doesn't work. And then it's very freeing. It's just like, yep, everything's sanded and we'll clean it up later. And then I don't quite. And then I just have sand in my actual house. And then it's just sand everywhere. Man, I don't like sand. I'm the Anakin Skywalker of this podcast. I hate sand.
You wouldn't have like a shower or anything either. Like you wouldn't be able to wash off.
You could put plumbing in. You could throw.
That would ruin your house, wouldn't it?
Wait, hold on. Did you just spend a while saying that all your furniture has to be sand and then immediately say you can put plumbing in?
Yeah.
Can you?
Like your sink should be made of sand, but you can have a spigot with water that comes out.
Sure. Why not?
Are the rules too much? Are the rules too much for you, Ben? Can you not handle my sandcastle?
I cannot handle your sandcastle requirements, Marcus.
But yeah, you gotta have plumbing. You could run. It's actually easy. It's not too hard to run things through the walls now. You just shove them in.
See, I think having a sink or a shower in your house is very dangerous, though. For like, you could ruin your house.
Yeah, you would like start sinking in the shower, like if you run the shower for too long and your drain doesn't keep up, and you've got like water up to your ankles. Except you'll just be sinking into the sand gradually.
Aren't you basically just making quicksand at that point?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you just sink a little further and further in as you go. But I love that feeling. That's the best feeling. Like having your toes in the wet sand when the waves go by. That's great. I don't know. I like the sandcastle house. I like to think about it. Oh, here's what I don't like to think about. What if all animals had stingers?
I don't like it. Wait, do we have stingers?
Do you have a stinger, Ben?
Oh, no. I mean, like, do we count as an animal in this hypothetical? Not do I currently have a stinger.
I'm like, what organ are you possibly trying to interpret as a stinger?
I understand why Marcus interpreted it like that, because just the tone that you said it in, but I understood what you meant.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Chris.
I thought, like, my brain went to, like, you were trying to say, like, oh, our teeth are stingers or something.
No!
Like some weird false equivalence.
No.
Yeah, we're one of them. But let's talk about the animals first, maybe.
All right. I still hate it, but I hate it, I guess, marginally less now if I get a stinger too.
So is this like every animal's like primary form of defense now?
I would say it doesn't replace anything, but yeah, if you have nothing better, then yes, this is your primary. And if you have better things, this is your supplementary. Like a bear will probably have like this be supplementary to its bigness.
Oh my god, I just imagined a bear with a big old bumblebee stinger on the back. It's so adorable.
It's a bumble bear.
It's a bumble bear. It's so good.
All right, so Ben survives the least amount of time in Bumble Bear in the Bumble Bear Rumble.
I'm happier with this question now, guys. Bumble Bear.
Winners and losers. Winners.
Bumble Bear.
Bumble Bear is a winner. Snakes. I feel like snakes should just have a stinger. Snakes would benefit a lot from a stinger.
I feel like octopus comes out pretty far ahead because I'm assuming, in my mind, they'd have one on each tentacle. I don't know if that's actually true.
Yeah, 8 stingers. Oh, and that would be crazy too, because octopuses, fun fact, most of their brain neurons are in their tentacles. So they're basically self-guided stingers, which is awesome and terrifying.
I feel like an octopus would accidentally sting itself a bunch.
No, its tentacles are too smart. Most of its brain power is in the tentacle itself.
It's true. We've talked about the podcast before.
Just the way that an octopus moves, though. It like falls onto itself and stuff.
I mean, it probably would have had stingers, I would assume. Like, evolutionarily.
Well, you would never see an octopus do it, because if they did that, there just wouldn't be very many octopuses
Exactly,
anymore.
Yeah.
Spiders? Spiders have fangs and webs and now also stingers.
I mean, how much does it help them to have stingers when they already have fangs?
It's twice as many.
It's not...
Or 50% more pokey bits.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's like a bad thing, but I think it's not like a big win for them or something.
Are turtles just now the best animal because they're like the only one immune to stingers?
Ooh.
Like everything's stinging everything. Turtle's the only one who doesn't give a fuck. It's, okay, stab me in my big old shell. Nothing. Look at that.
Where is a turtle's stinger?
It's the little tail.
The little tail? That's kind of what I was saying.
I think anything that has a tail, it's at the end of the tail.
If we had a tail, it would be the end of our tail.
Oh no, so is our stinger just like sort of flopping around from the end of our tailbone?
I don't think it would be
Yeah,
floppy.
it's not a very good one. We've evolved it away.
I feel like you'd be rigid, right?
It's like an antenna, not like a bee's antenna, but like a car's antenna.
Yeah. I mean, why would it be floppy?
I don't know. Just look funny in my mind.
Could be like one toe, like one of your big toes is the stinger now.
That's hilarious to think about. You should have like an open-toed shoe on one foot so you could like kick sting.
Which would be important because there's a lot of animals that you are going to need to kick now that they all have stingers.
Right. Yes, that's true. Losers. Is there anything that is worse off? I guess predators in general.
Probably us. We would be worse
probably
off.
us. Yeah.
It would suck for us. I think like the domesticated pets suffer because it's going to be a lot less tenable to have a pet with a stinger. Like cats are already kind of iffy with how sharp they're like because they are made of sharp.
Yeah, they're a little buzzsaw
and stuff.
Yeah.
Like even though they don't mean much harm, they can still scratch you up pretty good while playing. Dogs like could mess you up if they want to, but otherwise they're not that sharp. Ooh, excuse me. Anything like also like any small pets like hamsters and things, guinea pig, like things like that, bunnies, stuff like that, which were entirely harmless and cuddly. Now every animal can be harmful.
Oh God, the worst thing is bugs. Bugs are hands down the worst thing because there's millions of them, billions of them, and they all have stingers now.
How freaking terrible would it be if the mosquitoes upgraded from, or I'm gonna bite you so you're itchy, and then also sting you with my stinger when I leave?
I would just be like afraid of everything, basically.
It seems reasonable. They all have stingers. I don't blame you.
It wouldn't be like fear. It would just be like the discomfort you have when there's a bee in the room.
I mean, your feeling when there's a mosquito in your room compared to when there's a bee in your room is very different.
That is true.
Yeah, I'm not like, I don't know. Me personally, I'm not scared of the bee. It's just an annoyance because I have to be aware of the bee and make sure I don't annoy the bee.
What about like a wasp?
I mean, I guess on average it's worse off because, everything has a stinger, so it's, it's advantage, quote unquote, that it evolved to be pointy. Everything's pointy, so what has it got going for it?
Oh, I meant more in terms of your fear. That's more what I was going
fears. If a wasp is in the room.
Like, I'm not like afraid. It's just, I don't like it.
So I've actually never been stung by a bee before.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I imagine I have an idea of what it feels like.
It's not great. I'll tell you that.
And I also don't know if I'm allergic, so that's fun.
I've been stung by bees.
It's very frustrating to be stung by a bee because it hurts just enough that you can't quite ignore it. Like, you're stung and you're like, yep, damn it. It hurts, damn it.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
It's like I'm a grown-ass adult. I don't have to, like, have my day ruined by this bee sting, but it hurts just enough that you're like, do I, like, put something on it? Do I bother, like, treating it? It's not that bad, but also it's not going away entirely. And then it itches for, like, 4 days.
So are the stingers proportional to the animal? Like, if the bumble bear has a stinger, how big is the stinger?
Well, it's gotta be. Otherwise, it's just a little baby bee stinger on a...
Oh, yeah, you just get impaled. Yeah. Yeah, bears have harpoons now, basically.
So, yeah, Ben would definitely get impaled by the bumble bear.
No question.
Yeah, but I mean, that's probably... I mean, do you think that's better than being, like, attacked by a bear normally?
Does it matter? Like, do you need this? Is it different? Like, if you get mauled by a bear, you're dead. If you get stung by a bear, you're dead.
Well, I was thinking, like, if it's not proportional, if it's like a normal sized stinger, kind of, but it somehow happens to still sting you, then it's not that bad.
Just the idea that it's like a bee-sized stinger on a bear.
When you say, what do you mean by normal sized stinger, though? Like a bee stinger?
I guess so. What other stingers are there?
Well, I mean, there's a range of sizes of bee stingers. There's scorpions on a range of sizes.
Like, what's the biggest stinger?
I don't know. Maybe Google knows. Biggest animal stinger.
Oh, I hate it. Oh, no.
It's so long. Why is it so... It's so long, and it's got, like, 5 appendages coming out of its butt.
What if that is the stinger?
I think it's the big thing in front.
Okay, this is proportionate length, though, because this wasp is only 9.8 millimeters long, which is...
That's like a centimeter. That's pretty short.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking 9.8 centimeters. Oh, that's like 4 inches.
9.8 centimeters is a lot bigger.
Yeah, it's like half an inch, but the stinger is half the bite length. That's why it's the longest stinger. But I'm looking for like the actual...
Not the proportional, the actual length.
Yeah. What insect has the longest stinger? No, not in proportion to their body size. Why? Why? Why can't I just find out which animal has the biggest stinger, period? Man, it's not coming up. It's not worth it. Google is too interested in proportion because scientists have to make their weird-ass bug they found exciting.
The Asian giant hornet has a 6 millimeter long stinger, which is...
A quarter inch?
A quarter inch. That's pretty big. Wait, there's one 14.33 millimeters? Wait, is this thing called the Pepsi's wasp? Wait, hold on.
The Pepsi's wasp? No, it's Pepsis.
That makes more sense. Well, to be fair, it is spelled like Pepsi's.
The tarantula hawk?
Yeah, tarantula hawk. Oh god, tarantula hawks are terrifying. I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh no. Oh no, I don't like this. There's a picture of one in someone's hand.
Yeah.
I'm not happy.
Well, Ben's once again go back to looking at images on our audio-only format here. The worst part is not only can most of our audience not see what you're looking at, it'll also put the impetus on Chris to maybe find these images and put them on the video, which adds editing time to him. So it's like doubly bad. Doubly bad.
Quick, copy the image that you just saw and paste it so I have it.
Yeah, hold on.
I try so hard. Why did we've been doing this for 100? This is our 170th episode, and this has not been a problem until like episode 160. What has happened? Why are we very much into looking at images? Like this started like 10 episodes ago. Suddenly, there's a big interest in like looking at images while we're recording.
I don't know.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't
work.
It's a podcast. Whatever. All right. Point being, I don't like tarantula hawks.
Yeah, that's fair. You guys want to do one more?
Sure, we can do one more.
Sure, one more.
All right. What if half-lives were much shorter? And by half-lives, we mean the rate at which materials decay and release electrons? Neutrons?
It's like
protons?
radiation stuff.
Radiation stuff.
Oh, it's just changed spontaneously into another nuclear species. So it just shoots out something, and it can shoot out different types of things to become different things.
Fair enough. Okay. Something I learned, and this is part of the reason I want to put this question on here, so I'm going to tell it now before I forget.
You could have just sounded smart instead of saying, just like you just knew this off the cuff.
Fair enough. I could have done that. Well, too late now. So the idea of the half-life, right, is that the length of time the half-life is the amount of time it takes for half of the material to change, right? What I learned recently about half-lives is that, and this makes sense when you think about it, but it also is really weird when you first hear it, the length of time that thing has been around is entirely irrelevant to the half-life going forward. So if you have a thing that has a half-life of a year, you'd expect that in a year, half of it would be gone. But at that point, the amount you have left, the fact that it's been around for a year, has no relevance on the half-life or anything because of probability. It's always going to be a half will be gone in that same interval of time.
Is that weird?
It's kind of weird, right? No? Am I the only one who thinks this is weird?
I mean, we do math like this a lot, so I'm not really the one to...
More non-intuitive, I guess. No, just me.
I don't know. It just kind of makes sense to me. Sorry, but I thought you had a cool fact.
Okay, so to be fair, it wasn't in relation to like. Okay, maybe the example I heard and made it more weird. So like, talk about a light bulb, right? Because a light bulb has a half-life as well, right? So if you have a room with 50 light bulbs and the half-life is like 10 years, 10 years in, you in theory would have 25 light bulbs, but 10 years past that, you'd still expect to have 12 light bulbs working, despite the fact that they've all been around for 10 years. Nope, just me. All right, moving on.
No, but the thing is, that's not like that example doesn't sit well with me either, because it's not like if your light bulb is decaying, half the matter in the light bulb will go away. Probably all your light bulbs will be broken when half of them break.
Well, no, like it's not a literal half-life. That's more of a shelf life thing. It's not literally they're decaying.
Yeah, no. I didn't like your example, Ben. I'll just say that. I don't like your fact. I don't like your example. I don't like anything that you're doing right now.
Well, wait, no. The light bulb one is 100% true, though. If you have 50 light bulbs, one of them is going to, and they have a half-life of 10 years, one of them is going to last for like 200 years, probabilistically.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Okay, it's the part that's cool, that's weird, is that the 5 light bulbs that will last
right,
like
exactly
500 years.
Yeah. It's that if you have 10 light bulbs, even if they've been around for 50 years, the fact that they've been around for 50 years has no relevance on their half-life of 10 years, which is cool.
Gotcha.
All right. Anyway, point being, what if half-lives were shorter?
I wouldn't have any light bulbs.
I like also that in this question, we didn't even say like we just said much shorter.
Or a lot
This is entirely
shorter.
arbitrary. Like, it's bad, right? That's the answer. Don't we all just immediately get irradiated and die?
Yeah, everything's a lot less stable.
There'd be a lot of free alpha, gamma, or beta radiation around. A lot of free energy. It would be things would just be more reactive. Life would just speed up. Do our bodies die from does our body have half-life decay in the body? Does that happen?
I don't actually know.
I don't know enough about this topic to answer that.
Health and medical publications have the shortest overall half-life, 2 to 3 years.
It's not helpful.
That's not really what I'm looking for.
Biological half-life is also not what we're looking for, by the way. It refers to drugs leaving the body. I
don't know. I don't know enough about how half-lives work from a physical standpoint, because I think it is based on like quantum probability stuff, like just it is actually just spontaneous decay.
I think technically everything has a half-life. It's just that it's very, very long for things that aren't considered radioactive.
Yeah, and is radioactivity based on the type of half-life also? Like, isn't that why we care about it?
I thought it was just the speed. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, no, maybe not everything has. These are only things that have unstable nuclei.
Because I know some nuclear radiation has half-lives of like 10,000 years. It's why you bury it. But part of that is that, it's a type of radiation. Like, I think it's gamma radiation is the worst. And then also, like, how often it emits also relates to how dangerous it is. So radioactive things will be more dangerous because they're emitting more of their particles faster. But it doesn't make things it wouldn't make things like radioactive. It would just I don't think it would make new things dangerous everywhere. Like, it wouldn't just be like, oh, my toaster is now a radioactive box.
Right. It would just make the things that are already radioactive worse.
Yeah. There might be new things that we consider radioactive and like put in, try and bury and put away, but I guess if we shorted them we didn't say how much we're shorting them. If we shorten them by lots, it could just be, the whole world is full of energy beams exploding out from all these cells, and we all die.
We all get microwaved.
I mean, that's kind of what I just assumed, is that everyone would die, so...
Yeah, I feel like a pretty safe assumption, right?
Hey, we don't often kill everybody on lightning rounds, but there it goes. And once we kill everybody, that's the sign to end the show. We don't do... I always forget. Do we do Would You Rather on the lightning
I'm pretty
round?
sure we do.
Every time you ask. Every single time you ask.
No, usually I ask. But this time, Marcus has brought up the question: do we do Would You Rather? I believe the answer is yes.
Yes, we do.
Ben, are you ready for Would You Rather?
Yes.
Would you rather always be filled with hunger or hatred?
I mean, I hate being hungry.
Do you hunger for hatred?
No, not really. But if I'm hungry, I'll probably be somewhat hateful. But I guess not as hateful as it would be if I'm full of hatred. God, both of these kind of suck, huh?
Yup.
I think I would always... I guess my gut reaction is I would rather be hungry all the time, because at least I can still be bearable around people.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Like, I kind of just suck it up, and I'll still be pleasant around people, and people will still like me.
I guess I'd also rather... If I have to think about, like, getting used to always being one of them, I'd rather be used to always being hungry than being used to always being hateful. Like, that just sounds really sad.
Yeah.
Could you I'm kind of in the same, but could you find something to hate that is not problematic?
I mean, you definitely could.
You don't have to hate whatever you're focused on. Like when you're full of hatred, you don't have to like see someone and be like, wow, I hate you. You can be like, man, I hate the man. I hate the machine that we all live in.
Or it could just be something trivial, like, oh man, I hate quarters.
I hate Mondays.
Hate Mondays, yeah.
I hate whatever insert day of the week is here.
And then you're just really passionate about that one thing you hate, but you don't really have to transfer it over to other people.
Maybe that's not that bad then.
Yeah, it depends
it
on
still
if,
feels like
if
it'll be
you're
a
allowed
lot
to
of
do that.
Yeah, a lot of like mental effort on that one thing too.
People just think you're weird that you care so much about that one thing.
Yeah.
It'd be so nice to just feel something though. Just hate things like that you can fix, and then just become very productive with your life.
But do you want to fix them? Because if you fix them, then you immediately have to hate something else. So you have to have like a lineup of things that you want to hate. or else you're gonna like accidentally hate something that you don't want to hate.
Yeah, I guess you can learn how to channel it. I don't know. I just don't. It's hard for me to imagine. I don't think I have it in me. Every time I'm just not a hateful person. It's so much emotional energy to hate something.
I have a lot more experience being hungry than being hateful. I'll tell you that.
So what level of hunger would you be?
I mean, it would vary, I guess. I guess it might mellow when you've eaten, but like you're just always.
Oh, so eating does help? Because I was figuring if you're always hungry, I guess your body still needs the nutrition, so you probably would eat anyway, but you'd probably eat less.
Yeah. There's like levels of hunger.
That's tricky. I'm just imagining like I skipped lunch and now it's like 3 p.m. and ooh, yeah, I really need to eat something. Like that level of hunger. I'm pretty experienced with that because I very often accidentally skip meals.
Mm-hmm.
I very rarely do.
I sometimes do.
I mean, I don't know. This one's starting to feel kind of clear to me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I think we can make our determinations.
I mean, I'm going to go with hungry. I just think the hateful thing, you're right. It's just a lot of like emotional investment. I think it could be exhausting to always be hating.
I'm going to land on the other side in that I think the hunger would be more distracting. I think hunger would make me less pleasant than... I think I could channel the hatred into something. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's my inexperience with hatred, but...
Would you say that you hate being hungry? And you'd always hate being hungry?
I think I could be like full of hate for something, but like compartmentalize it in a way that was modestly healthy mentally. I don't know.
I feel like saying that you hate something or that you always hate something means that it's always in the front of your mind and you're always thinking about it. So you can't like just put it aside because then you won't be hateful anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. What side you landed on, Chris?
I think I'm very close. Like I'm right on the fence, I think, but I think I'm gonna lean towards hungry, just because I do think I'll be able to hide it a little easier, and I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. This one's a tough one for me. Like I think I could live with either one of them. Like if I can target my hate, then I would do that. And there are very reasonable things to hate that aren't like that are okay to hate.
Plus, if you're full of hatred, you're already 3/4 of the way to the dark side.
Yeah.
You can skip the whole like fear and anger and just go straight to hate and then go to the dark side.
Actually, I think I changed my mind. I'm going to hate just because.
There we go. Got another. Welcome, Darth Chris. Welcome to the fold. If you are considering joining the dark side, you can do it on Patreon. www.patreon.com/absurdhypotheticals. And for just $1, you can join our dark force cult of people who give us money to this podcast. That's what the Patreon is. You give us $1 each month, and we give you access to all our bonus content that we release. We release an episode every month specifically for our patrons, and it's pretty cool. You should go check them out. If you want to convert us back to the light side, what you can do is you can try to do that by making us feel good by leaving us a good review. If you are on your podcast player, there's going to be a button where you can leave reviews for the thing that you're listening to. And if you leave good reviews, it helps the show grow big and warm and glowing and great. And then you'll save the galaxy. So that would be cool of you to do.
Save the galaxy, wow.
And if you are like, wow, Marcus is full of bad ideas, I have better ideas, you can send them our way. If you go send us an email at absurdhypotheticals@gmail.com, or if you're on YouTube, leaving it in the comments down below, you can send us either questions or would you rathers that you're thinking about, and we are more than happy to get them, and it may end up on the show. And then, again, you'll be immortalized forever without having to go to the dark side and obtain immortality. It's cool. It's great. I'm going to hop off this Star Wars analogy that I'm stuck on or else my brain will explode, and I will actually become full of hatred. So while I'm dealing with that, you'll have to wait until our next episode, which will not be next week. Again, we are on hiatus until May 16th. We're taking 1 month because I'm getting married. So you'll have to wait till then. See you in May, everybody.
Bye.